are tuned into the video game pharmacy.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly dose of video game news, knowledge, and know-how.
Yeah.
I'm
feeling that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I am here with my bestiest best of the best of friends.
Aw.
Hello.
I met just my co-hosts, but they're pretty okay too, I guess.
We're just co-hosts
Bummer.
to you.
Chop liver. Britton,
Hey.
Zach.
Hey.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry.
It's another week of video game pharmacy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another week of news, knowledge, and know-how.
We got a pretty good show. Some interesting things to talk about. We had some things that happened this week.
Yeah. Not anything crazy, so
No,
But-
nothing crazy.
I think it's good.
I
It's
mean,
all good.
There's
It's all
one.
good.
There's one thing in my opinion is a little loony, but we'll get to that later.
Cool.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
we will. Hey,
Hey.
Zach,
Yeah. What's up, man?
what was the question last week? I
Okay, so we
forgot.
asked too because at the end of the show last week we were talking about PewDiePie,
Mm-hmm.
and we're
The
kind
Poods
the
himself.
Poods.
Right.
Um,
no
as-
one has ever called
as-
him that before.
No.
And so me and Scott both had PewDiePie questions.
Yep.
Kind of in our heads.
They were good.
And so Scott asked, when was PewDiePie's first video?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When was it?
Do you guys remember your answers? Because I do not.
I don't either.
2010.
I think I
2009.
I remember saying 08. I think I said 08.
A
You know
month,
what-
a month and a day. January 29.
You know what I'm going to do?
2009.
I'm going to start tweeting out. I'm going to start tweeting out our question of the day and our answers with it. So then not only do we have it written down, but then people see it as well.
Our answers
Yeah, our answers.
are ridiculous, dumb,
I put,
usually wrong answers.
I put our trivia in our episode notes every week, but that doesn't do us any good.
No. You're like, oh, that's the question? What was
You could add our answers there.
I could.
It's a bit of work.
I'd have to open up the episode. It'd have to load into iTunes.
Oh, just forget it.
Oh my god.
No, this is more fun. I like the way we do it.
Cool.
So PewDiePie's first video was October 2nd, 2010.
Was it?
Wow.
The end of 2010.
I think I said
Okay.
2011 sometime.
So he's almost at 9 years.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. And then
Wait, he isn't. Oh, you're right.
He's at
He's
8
almost,
years.
he's almost at 9
How
years.
Almost.
how many years do you think it'll take for him to be surpassed by another individual?
I don't think he will.
Ever? That's ridiculous.
No.
he will
You
eventually.
think YouTube will die before PewDiePie's reign does? Maybe.
I don't think anyone will pass him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure another YouTuber will get to 100 million.
It's just how do you stay
He's
relevant that
He's
long?
already at 101.
Yeah, he's already at 101.
Yep.
So it
which is
didn't take
absolutely
long.
insane.
Okay, here's another question.
There's
Any-
7 billion people in this world.
Any idea where number 2 sits as far as individual content creators?
I think it's 86 million.
Okay.
Let me double
So
check.
not even real
Oh,
close.
like below like the 100 million mark, because you got T Series
just
and PewDiePie.
second in line. Yeah, but T Series is
He's talking
a
about-
group, an
Yeah,
organization.
yeah,
He's talking about an individual YouTuber.
Yeah, like where's number 2?
Let me see. Top 10.
Sorry.
So while Scott's looking that up,
Mm-hmm.
our second question was that I asked was how many YouTube videos do you think PewDiePie has
Right.
or has created over the past 8 years?
Got it.
Do you remember?
I think I said 1,300. Maybe it was 1,200. Somewhere in that
I
area.
shot high. I think it went
You
like
did.
28, something like that.
Which is like 2 a day, basically, for his entire career.
You won't
If my math was right.
you won't believe it.
Okay, what?
3,959 videos.
Wait.
Mhm. Yep,
Are you lying?
I'm not.
There are montages. There are like best ofs and collections
It's
and stuff
YouTube
like that.
videos. I didn't specify what kind of
That's
video.
true. So I was just thinking along the lines of the daily videos or the
No, I'm
the semi-weekly
just
videos.
Just straight videos.
Got it.
Since he started.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so close to
and
4,000
sometimes
videos.
there's like a 2-minute video of some random thing. So
yeah.
yeah. All right.
But still, that's
Cool.
a lot. That's a lot of videos over 8
Almost
years.
4,000.
Yeah.
He's been busy.
I mean, I would love. I'm not gonna do it right now because how boring would that be? But
Yeah.
I would love to break down the math and see how many videos a day that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson to content creators out there. It's all about consistency.
Yeah.
A big part of the reason he's probably maintained his popularity is being consistent. He's just never slowed down.
Even with his changing content from
Uh-huh.
one thing to another, he just stays consistent.
Right?
It's really cool.
Stop playing video games. Just do random. What?
I have an answer.
You have an answer for
I have
us?
an
Go
answer.
ahead.
So this is super recent because it says PewDiePie subscribers 101.
Okay.
The person right below him is Dude Perfect.
Okay.
With-
But that's also a group.
That's it's a
Not
group.
entirely fair. It's like 5 or 6 guys.
Yeah, but that's still a YouTubers
Fair, okay.
versus a company.
So hit us with that.
45.8 million.
Wow.
Wow.
So if you
far
think
off.
an individual YouTuber will pass him anytime soon, no.
It almost could be never.
Not.
And again,
going to
I'll
happen.
on a technical level, that is not an individual. It's a group of dudes that makes videos together.
Yeah.
So you'd probably be going down into the 30s or even 20s if you got to the next individual content creator.
I can tell you the only time that I think a individual quote unquote YouTuber will beat PewDiePie is if it is someone who was born in India, made a really popular YouTube channel, and the same thing happened with like T-Series where half of India subscribes to this one person. That's when it'll happen.
It's pretty wild.
But I know obviously there's Indian YouTubers out there and it hasn't happened. So
Right. Good for him.
Pewds is the king of
He's the
YouTube.
Talk a
reigning
lot about
champ.
PewDiePie.
He's the reigning champ.
He's
I
the
enjoy
reigning-
it.
I mean,
Fun.
I love Pewds.
Yeah.
I've loved Pewds for a long time. And
Feuds.
Dude, we're on a personal level. I met
No,
him
if you're
before.
if you're on a personal level, we need to start calling him Felix. Are you ready for that?
I
No.
can't even call.
That's bold.
I can't even call Zed Anton. So
Okay.
yeah, but I remember when I met him, he was like, "Hi, my name's Anton." I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I only know you. as
No,
Zed."
you're sad. What are you
I
saying?
mean, I knew his name was Anton, obviously, but
Yeah.
Anyway, besides the point,
gotcha.
I'm ranting.
That's fine.
Hey,
Hey.
let's move on to something else. That's a great segue. Not
Okay.
obvious at all.
Nope, not at all.
Nope.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I don't know what
Dude,
sounds good
We
today.
have a bit on the dock, and I'm kind of like, I don't really know what to pick.
I got a quick one.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Happy birthday, Nintendo.
Happy birthday, Nintendo!
You did it.
That's true.
Nintendo, you did
You're
it.
still around
Dun
after
dun
all
dun.
these years.
Dun dun dun.
This could almost be trivia, but I feel like it's a little too obvious.
Yeah.
Because most people know Nintendo's been around a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Yeah.
I say a long time,
150
I mean
years?
130 years.
Oh, 130.
Yeah,
I was
this
close.
130 year anniversary this week. And still making quality products
Hey.
after all these years.
Do you want to hit us with some numbers?
Do you guys want to know anything about Nintendo?
I would love to know things about Nintendo.
You know how they started?
As a board game company.
Little history lesson.
Yeah.
They started by making Hanafuda cards, which is kind of a Japanese
Oh, cool.
variation on the typical playing
Hey,
card, the European style playing
Great
card.
job stealing my trivia question.
Oh, really?
Was that your trivia
That's
question?
way-
really was.
way too easy,
It
Zach.
really
I'm
was.
sorry.
Yikes.
It would have been easy for you,
Yeah.
not for
Hey,
everybody else.
can I do a plug?
Yeah.
You guys can
Please.
check, listeners. You guys can check out my work on NintendoWire.com. I wrote a three-part
wow.
article series called "Before There Was NES."
Mm-hmm.
It's all about Nintendo from its founding in 1889 up until the year they started making video games. I believe 1970.
Wow, you are old.
That's actually really, really cool.
you
We
were
should
born in
we should plug that
1889.
later.
Yeah, it's. I was fascinated writing it. It felt like doing a schoolwork assignment because it was just relaying history. But I learned so much writing that article series, and it's really interesting stuff.
I didn't know you were born in 1889.
And no, I wasn't there. This is not firsthand experience. This is not
Oh.
eyewitness. But
Well, then what's the point?
there's the information is out there, and I collected it, and I want to share it with
Yeah,
all of you.
I'm excited. I'm excited to go read that. I'm going to do
It's
that
cool.
today. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey. hit
Happy
us-
birthday.
How about some... I see you worked on all of these facts here, and I feel
Don't
like,
give me the credit.
Oh,
This was
okay.
largely Zach. He was on fire this week with
Well,
the doc.
then-
I got to give you credit for
Then
that.
why don't we go through this? Like, let's go through some of Nintendo's history here.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a walk down history lane.
Well, I mean, if we're talking the grand scope of Nintendo, most of it has nothing to do with video games.
yeah, I know.
So you just want to talk about video games?
I mean,
What kind of podcast is this?
If I remember correctly, it's called Pharmacy something.
Yeah.
Something.
Pharmacy something.
it's called
something.
Playing Card Pharmacy.
Oh, so Yu-Gi-Oh!
I said playing card, not
Kaiju-
trading card.
sorry.
I guess they're both, aren't they?
Kaijudo. That's a dead game.
You lost me.
Hey,
Hey.
Nintendo consoles, throw them at my face one by one in order.
Yeah, because
Why
with
not?
with the 130th anniversary birthday, I decided to throw all the consoles on there and kind of go through it.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Are we reminiscing, or are we just kind of rattling here?
I don't know. Do you want to reminisce? We don't have a ton on the stock.
Yeah, we do, dude. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have
Look-
a bit.
Look again.
We have a bit.
I mean, nothing I'm interested
So out of
15 consoles on this list.
Okay.
out of all of these, go ahead, Brett.
Let's not count the Virtual Boy. So 14.
in. Oof. We'll take mistakes into account. The Wii U's on that list. So.
All right, real quick. So the NES came out in 1983. We're going to go with North American releases because we're in North America. The Game Boy came out in 1989. Virtual Boy, which let's just gloss over that
1995.
1995. Why are these out of order, Zach?
What are you talking about?
It's okay.
Oh, they are.
1995.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that. My bad.
SNES 1990 and 64 1996.
Best console.
I don't think I drank my coffee
Really?
before I wrote this.
No, it's just kind of
The
random.
N64 is the best console of all time.
You would say
period.
that, huh?
I would.
I think the Switch is the
Actually,
best console of all time.
I think
I'm not even joking.
The Switch was a stepping stone in the right direction.
What's next? I'm fascinated to hear your
Give
theories
me,
of the future
give me
of
an
Nintendo.
N64 Classic.
Uh-huh.
Give me little cartridges that I can put in the N64 Classic.
It's all about nostalgia for you, huh?
I mean, I love the N64.
Just give me the games. I don't need the dumb hardware. Just give me the games.
How dare you?
I don't need any-
How dare
I don't
you?
need a silly trident to play my games with. You know, just give me a normal controller. Give me the games. I'm good.
I really hope they make like a little mini one.
How do you feel about the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance?
I played the crap out of them.
1998 and 2001,
All
respectively.
about Pokemon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Big
All
time.
about Pokemon.
I remember when I was in second grade, my aunt still had the original Game Boy.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And Tetris, and we didn't really have video games.
My grandma did
We
too.
didn't really have video games in the house. I remember playing the Game Boy and playing Tetris on it. All the
Tetris
time.
was like the Wii Fit of a previous generation, wouldn't you say? Because everybody could play it.
Dark Souls
And
like the
everybody
Wii
did play
Fit
it.
of video games.
That's a deep meme.
You got me
Yeah.
thinking. I shouldn't even put any thought into that. I'm trying to figure out the logic behind it. I don't know why. GameCube, 2001. It was all right.
I love that
There's
little.
about-
I love the
It's about
GameCube.
I
five-
love
five
that
great
little
games on
handle.
it.
What?
I know. I'm sorry.
So many good games.
There was a
know,
3v3 street soccer game on there that I absolutely loved.
Yo, it
Okay.
clapped.
I clapped.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yo, I probably have more GameCube games than I do any other console games at my house right
Do
now.
you?
Mm-hmm. I
It's
do.
weird.
We should have
I can only
we
think
should
of
have
a
a
handful.
little hangout session and play some GameCube.
Brenton's never coming over.
He
my
won't. He
place,
won't.
ever.
Am I
ever.
invited?
Yes.
More than welcome.
Anytime.
You can bring your
Any
kids with
invitation?
you too.
Really?
Yeah,
All right. There's 4 controllers for that thing. Right? Do you have 4 controllers?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
I do.
All right.
But I'm not going to go easy on your kids. I will absolutely destroy them.
One of the best-selling consoles of all time, the DS
Yeah.
and the DS Lite, came out 2004, 2006.
You know, to be honest, I didn't know about the DS Lite.
Oh, you didn't know it existed?
I didn't really know it existed. Yeah.
Brilliant.
What about
brilliant
the
hardware
DSi?
revision. You know how Nintendo releases a system and then like
They
a year
upgrade
later
it?
they release something different, like an upgraded version?
Yeah.
The DS Lite was by far the best revision in their history, I would say. It was
Okay.
such a cool little system.
They had well, I mean, the first DS had it too, but they had the GBA port on it too. You
Yeah.
can play your
yeah.
Game Boy Advance games. Oh,
Everybody, I remember when it came out, everybody said it looked like something Apple would make. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was
it
so
did.
un-Nintendo. It was so sleek and
I loved it.
shapely and
loved it.
clean and white. It was great.
I love
Really
the
cool.
DSi too. Is that on those?
Yeah, that
list?
thing's cool. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
that thing's cool.
Revisions, I don't know if we really count them. So all said, there's probably closer to 12 actual consoles on here. 10
So
to
the
12.
DS Lite. Okay.
The Wii.
What about the 3DS?
The 3DS is not a revision. That's
You-
a new console.
It's not on this list. Oh, it is on this
It's on
list.
here.
Shut up.
Then we're into the modern era. The Wii, the 3DS, the Wii U, the Wii U. Poor Wii U.
Oof.
Should we give it its dues?
It should say
Should we
November
say
18th.
something nice about it because we feel bad?
I remember when the Wii U first came out. I went to a GameStop, and they had the controls, or the Wii when the Wii first came out. It
Uh-huh.
had like the controls and everything, and there was a first person shooting game where you can.
Red Steel.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I bought it at launch.
So you can move the controller, move the gun in game, and that was my kind of my first experience of kind of
That
control.
That game had promise and it looked cool because you had a katana in one hand and a pistol in the other hand. So it was point and shoot, but then also slash with the katana, and it was all motion controls.
Yeah.
A lot of promise, but the execution wasn't very good.
Yeah, but I remember that being just mind blowing.
Yeah.
Experiencing that for the first time.
It was cool.
Can I be honest with you?
Hey, yeah.
I did not mind the Wii U at all. I really liked the console.
Yeah.
I did.
We went from the Wii U back to the Wii. Now we're back on the Wii U.
Well-
just to clarify.
Well, we
But
were
yeah.
we were talking about the Wii U, and then for some reason Zach brought up the Wii.
I'm glad he did. That
Well,
was a fun
because
little
I
memory.
didn't want to fall on a mistake that I was talking about the Wii U and I was actually talking about the Wii.
No, it's fine. Everyone else did.
Yeah.
No,
I love the Wii U too.
I love the Wii U. I had no problem with it. Everyone hated it for some reason.
I was neither. I was confused by it, really.
Most people were.
Yeah, a lot of people were. Everyone thought it was an accessory to the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I did. But then I found out it was a console because I'm not a...
You didn't actually think that.
Yeah, I did.
You're a video game boy, though.
I know. But, I mean, when I first saw a commercial, I was like, oh, is this a gamepad for the Wii U?
Yeah, part of
And
the
then-
problem was all they showed was the gamepad.
Yeah.
They didn't show the actual console.
So I was like, oh, this is an accessory.
Yeah,
And then I was like, oh, no, this is a console. And then I bought it.
yeah. And I played tons of great games
Yeah.
on it, right?
And then everyone's like, oh, this is dumb.
I will say that thing felt
Stop,
pretty
stop.
Fisher Price.
Uh-huh.
You know,
It
like
did.
compare it to the Switch.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's
Yeah.
night and day. It felt like a big, kind of empty, too light plastic shell.
Do you still have yours?
No.
Really? You got rid
And
of
it's
it?
becoming a collector's item because there's only, they only sold 13 million of
I
them. so-
still have my original one.
Yeah.
It's collecting dust, but I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth keeping around for a
Yeah,
few
keep
games.
it.
There's a couple games that still have not made the jump to Switch that really should, like Super Mario 3D World.
Mhm.
Such a great game.
They don't need to put that on the Switch,
They
though.
really do, though.
They have other Mario games on the Switch that are better,
They put
like Odyssey.
Super Mario Bros. U on Super
That's
Mario
true.
Brothers U on
That's
Switch.
That's fair.
No excuse.
Okay.
3D World's way better.
Maybe it's because they put it on the 3DS. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe because of Mario Maker. I don't know.
They didn't. Yeah, but pretty much every other big game is already on Switch, so there's not a whole lot of reason to keep a Wii U around. But
You want to know what's not on
I wouldn't
Switch?
fault you for it. What?
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's continue.
It's only on N64 and I guess
and Xbox.
So weird. What a weird history.
We talked about it last week, but man, I hope they make a remake for the Switch. I'd be
We did talk about
super okay with it.
March 3rd, 2017,
Uh-huh.
the Switch came out.
Remember when we called it? I remember being at work. Like we
Yeah.
would talk about it all the time. It was like it
The
was
NX?
codenamed the NX,
NX? It
and
was
all
all
we
about
would do
the
is
NX.
talk about the NX.
Uh-huh.
And then when they released the name of it, we're like, yeah, it's still the NX.
For a while,
Yeah.
we couldn't adapt. Although it's a good name. It wasn't like when they announced the name of the Wii, and we were like, "What the heck is this name? It's the weirdest thing." And then even stranger, the Wii U. Their naming schemes were just bizarre. For a
We
while.
would like to play.
Yeah, I did like that
Yeah.
though.
Good advertising.
Switch, good marketing, good branding.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, it works well.
And
And
then-
then, the Switch Lite is out
Yeah.
as of this month.
Are you gonna buy one?
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
It's cool.
You
And
already, I, know
hear
we
it's-
already have Switches, so
Yeah.
I don't have a reason to buy it.
The hardware reviews are generally favorable. Sounds like it's a pretty solid little thing.
I have heard there is
Joy-Con
at-
drift.
yeah,
I
there's
know.
drifting issues.
And the problem with that is they're not detachable on the Switch Lite, so you have to send your entire console in for repairs if you run into that issue.
so it seems like they just basically ported over the tech into basically this
But
new.
the weird thing is they've known
Shell.
about the Joy-Con drift issue for a while now. So
What's the
fact that
Joy-Con
they-
drift?
There's an issue with some Joy-Cons that makes one of the thumbsticks just start moving in a random direction. The stick doesn't move, but the system thinks the stick is moving. So,
Got it.
So yeah, you'll be not moving, and then suddenly Link starts walking, and you're not even touching your controller. And it's frustrating. So they've extended their repair policy on that to make it out of warranty repairs possible. So they're making good on it. But it's weird that issue made its way into a brand new piece of hardware like this.
yeah,
A piece of hardware that's much less easy to fix because you have to send your whole console in to get it
Yeah.
fixed. A little weird. We'll see what happens with that. It could be very, very non-widespread. It took a couple days at least for the reports of it to pop up, and they're not very widespread. So I don't think anything will come.
yeah,
of
I
it.
know. This is something that it shouldn't be an issue at all.
It shouldn't. Yeah,
You know, but hopefully it's very few and far between.
Yeah.
And at least they're covering it.
it's true. And I've still never experienced that issue with any of my Joy-Cons, and I've got 4 of them.
So, but
moving on.
I stand by though. If they do have like universal sync, whatever, and like download games on both,
Yep.
and have the same account on both,
Yep.
and I just have to download it and take it with me.
hmm
I would love to get a Switch Lite.
Would you?
Just keep it in my bag.
Essentially, I think that's how it works. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I hope.
but
I hope.
yeah, I think
If
that's
it's like that, look into it. Maybe we'll get one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
like
cool.
it. I like it. All right, where are we going? Where are we going, my peeps?
Dude, I want to talk about mobile.
Do you?
I want to talk about mobile.
You guys didn't want to talk about this last week when I brought it up, but
I
now
don't-
we've
I
got
don't wanna
stuff to
talk
talk
about it now.
You don't?
No,
I think it's pretty interesting,
no.
and maybe you'll learn something from this
Because I
conversation.
don't believe that mobile is a gaming front at all. I think it's
And I think the story kind of validates your opinion, Scott.
do not, and this is not a spoiler for anything. Do not make a game free and then put things behind a paywall.
Really quick, are we talking about Mario Kart or Apple Arcade?
We're talking about Mario Kart.
Okay,
We're
let's
talking about
start.
Mario
Let's
Kart.
start there. Okay,
Because they did the same thing with was it Mario Run or whatever? They did the same thing with the Fire Emblem games.
wait. Super Mario Run was $10, and you unlock the entire game, and there's no microtransactions.
You got it for free,
Right.
and then you could pay $10.
To unlock
to
the entire game.
unlock the entire game.
The free part was essentially a demo. I saw no problem with the way that game was monetized. In fact, I thought it was refreshing because that happened at a time when microtransactions were just at their worst. They were rampant.
I mean,
and
they're
Nintendo
still existent.
Right,
They're
but Nintendo
they're still
basically
here.
just released that game, Super Mario Run, as a paid title on mobile, which was fine.
I guess.
Yeah. This is very different. Let's talk about Mario Kart Tour, which just launched this week.
So Mario Kart Tour launched yesterday, September 25th.
Yeah.
And it is out now for you guys to play. Britton, you downloaded it and
Yep.
played it. What do you
Scott,
think?
downloaded it.
Scott played some too, actually.
What do you guys think so far?
So, okay, yeah, good idea. Let's talk about our impressions first before we talk about all this monetization crap, because it's pretty bad. We'll start with the good, I suppose, right?
Uh-huh.
It looks fine. It runs fine. It looks pretty reminiscent of a modern Mario Kart game.
There's
It's
no
not
new
quite
levels. They're all old levels.
That's not true at all.
Oh, sorry, you're
How
right.
much of it did you play?
I played 3 cups.
Okay, so they
Maybe the
threw in-
only tracks that stuck in my brain were the old ones.
Maybe.
All the new ones were just simple circles.
They call them legacy tracks. They used a lot
Yeah.
of classic tracks from previous Mario Kart games in this, but then they also made some tracks that are modeled after real world locations. That's why it's called Mario
stupid.
Kart Tour. I mean, they're playful, fun, exaggerated versions of these locations, so it's kind of fine, but it's kind of like Mario's traveling the world.
Is the
and
Las
racing
Vegas
around.
Speedway in this game? If so, can it be set up with EDC in mind?
Oh dear.
That would be dope.
Maybe we'll have a special event or something down the road.
It won't happen.
So yeah, it looks fine to me. As far as mobile games go, I'm playing on an iPhone 6 too, so it probably
my God.
it probably looks and runs better on. Do you have an X?
I have an
Scott?
X,
All
yeah.
right, cool. So as far
Jesus, you are a dinosaur.
as I'm cheap. What could I say?
But you know what?
What?
Can I make Britton sound even cooler?
Do
No.
it.
Casey Neistat has an iPhone 6.
Boom. Who is that? In your face, guys. I don't know who that is though. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right. Well, he's a popular YouTuber.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He's
cool.
huge. So
All right.
okay, continue.
See, Scott. I'm cool.
You're old.
Deal with it.
You're old.
A small issue I had, though, the first time you play, when you started up to do the tutorial, it asks you if you want to do drift mode or steer mode. Do you recall this, Scott? It's bizarre. Mario Kart is so dependent on both of those things that to play only using one or the other is very jarring.
Well, okay, so the simple mode, you literally just like hold it and it'll automatically drift.
Uh-huh.
So with like the drift mode, you can choose when you want to drift
You
versus
can-
not. What'd you pick?
I picked drift,
I
and
picked
every
simple
time
because
every time I turn, you drift.
Yeah.
You can't just steer.
Yeah.
And for small turns, that it's almost impossible. It sends you into the side of the road because
really
you go into a
sucks.
drift. So apparently that's not the right way to play, but it's weird that it's even an option. They need a way to be able to steer normally and also drift.
Yeah.
It-
I
That was
don't-
maybe enough to kill the fun of the moment-to-moment gameplay for me.
I don't like the fact that it is an automatic go system either. You're literally just turning left and right. You're just continually going straight.
Yeah, I mean, look at Mario Run.
Why not just
he ran
turn-
by himself and you
Turn
just
the
make
game
him
to the
jump.
side
Uh-huh.
and then have 2 control sticks on both sides of the phone.
I don't think digital control sticks is the way to go for mobile anymore.
I don't think so either. But
It's
if you
inefficient
have
and
to
dated.
do something, do it that
And
way.
also remember, before Nintendo started this big mobile initiative, putting their franchises on mobile, they
Yeah.
always said these were not meant to replace or compete in any meaningful way with the traditional video games that they're releasing on their actual consoles.
Okay.
They don't want this to cannibalize Switch sales and Mario
No.
Kart 8 sales in any way.
Don't worry, they're not
So they're
making any
making
sales off of it.
They're making
That's
a
a lie.
very different experience here.
I know.
That's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they make some weird design choices along the way, but there's a reason it feels so different from what you get on a console.
Because you have to pay for the rest of it?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about
This is
that.
this is gross, you guys. This is subscription
Microtransaction
fee
at its worst.
layered on top of microtransactions.
Yeah.
So the game already allows you to spend real money on an in-game currency that you use to unlock things. They call them
gem.
rubies.
Oh yeah, rubies.
And to give you an example of what these things cost, they have the small packs that are probably like a couple bucks for a couple rubies.
It's
But the-
$69.99 for the biggest one.
Yeah, the highest
which
pack
is $135.
$70 for 135 rubies.
That's insane.
And
dude.
these are used to unlock
carts and stuff.
Carts, characters.
Which you can literally just play the game and you know get gems that way.
You know how mobile is. These things take a lot of time.
Yeah.
But it's also the way in which you get carts is random, right? So you basically
it's a gacha game.
You use them to buy the gacha points or whatever, and you get a random cart, random driver out of it.
Yep.
So you're not even really guaranteed to get things that you want.
I would wager a guess if you spent $70, you would still probably not get all the stuff unlocked in the game, which seems crazy to me. Yeah, probably. I don't know how it works. I didn't get that deep into it, and I don't plan on spending any money on this game, for the record. And then, okay, so on top of all of that microtransaction stuff, they have something called the Gold Pass, which is $5 a month. A month, you guys.
That gives you access.
It's not a one-time fee. It's a subscription fee for a single title on mobile. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything comparable to this.
I think I'm going to delete the game. It's really frustrating.
I mean,
I don't like it at all.
I think you could probably have some fun with it without spending money. But some of this stuff is just so gross that it makes me not want to play it at all, regardless.
So
you want to know what's a good game?
Yeah,
Pokemon Masters is a good game.
They're making a lot of money off that,
and it's a fun game.
It's monetized too. I don't know how that game is monetized.
It is, but it's very easy to just be able to farm everything you want to do.
Yeah,
and you're having fun while you do it.
Right.
And they have special events too all the time where you can like get all the big stuff without paying for any of it.
That's cool.
Yep.
So sometimes they do it right. Sometimes they do it very, very wrong. I wonder if they'll adjust any of this stuff and change it going forward.
No, I love Nintendo, but they want to make money.
People are calling them out on it, though.
So
rightly so.
I want to give credit and point to Inside Gaming Daily because I watched their video on this.
Very informative.
But they pointed out, what was the Mario game we talked about earlier, the $10 one? Mario Run. So they made like $2 million off that, but off, was it Fire Emblem? They made like 46 million off microtransactions
because of how it was monetized.
So that because of how it's monetized. So I think it's more of just a product they're putting out to bring in money to the company.
That's unfortunate. It just goes to show that the typical pricing model for video games doesn't work on mobile because they released Super Mario Run as a one-time paid thing, and then you have the whole game. And they made almost nothing on it, apparently.
Yeah.
And then they do the microtransaction stuff, and they just rake in the money. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's the nature of mobile games, and I just kind of steer clear of them, largely because of that. We're going to talk about something in a minute that shakes that up dramatically, which is cool. And I don't know how that's going to pan out either. So this $5 a month fee that you can pay unlocks 200cc, which is ridiculous. That's it's kind of the end game of Mario Kart. It's one of the main modes. That's when things really get intense during racing. And it's actually a challenge. Up until then, it's pretty paint by numbers Mario Kart. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's a weird thing for Nintendo to do, but maybe this is just them testing another end of the spectrum when it comes to monetization and mobile. And it is one of their biggest franchises as far as sales go on consoles. So if any game is going to warrant people spending a bunch of money on it via microtransaction, even subscriptions, maybe this is the title that does it.
And Android and iOS are like one of the two biggest digital platforms in the world.
Right.
So like their ability to advertise and get this game out to that many people
right,
is a big win for the company itself.
You compare it to the 30 million Switches that are out there.
Yeah.
Compared to, I don't know the numbers on mobile.
Neither do
but it's hundreds of millions, if not billions,
and
right?
Until they would dwarf anything.
Yep.
Anything else.
Yep.
So I mean, if I was a CEO or like an exec at Nintendo and I'm looking to increase like my stock or my money that's coming in, I would definitely do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Funny enough, their stock dropped dramatically recently.
Really?
I think it was mainly due to Switch Lite sales. When the Switch Lite launched, the numbers for consoles sold in Japan were lower than analysts were expecting. So the stock went down like 4 or 5%, which is pretty dramatic for a one-day change in a stock. But that's the nature of the stock market. Investors are very fickle, and they want to see big numbers instantly. Otherwise, they freak out.
Britain loves the stock market, by the way, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for a chance to seg into this territory.
You love stats. You love numbers, sales.
Let's get this straight.
He loves 401k.
I'm a long-term
portfolios.
I'm a long-term investor. I don't do like day trading. I don't buy and sell stocks frequently. So
you just sit on them.
I do like watching them though. It's fun to see how things change and what affects
I like
values.
to see all the green and red go up and down. It's
No,
my
I don't like to
green,
see
Rich.
the red, just the green.
Oh, I just like to see the green. That's how much money I make. Money.
Another weird thing.
you like that?
VGRx
Money.
VGRx is going public pretty soon. So if you want to,
Oh my god!
you guys want to invest, keep an eye on that.
Yeah, guys. If
Announcement coming soon.
If you want to pay for 0.00% of stock and make 0.00% of anything that we make, which is 0.00%, you guys know where to
all
find
the
us.
best business ventures are getting in on the ground level. That's what we're offering.
All the best businesses, if you want to get in on this at $0.00, hop right on that train, boy.
Don't make that offer. We might have to make good on that.
Yo, if businesses want to sponsor us, please
Bring it.
Yeah, we got you.
One last thing on Mario
sell
Kart.
out. Oh, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
This is bizarre. There's no multiplayer yet.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Oh my god.
Yeah. How do you?
What's the point?
How do you
I
make a
know.
Mario Kart game without
There's no
it?
online multiplayer yet.
I mean,
it's
here's the
coming,
thing.
and they say it's coming very soon. But they launched without it, and they're asking for all these different microtransactions. It's bizarre. They want people to spend money on it, but the game's not even complete.
No.
Nintendo, stop it. Make the good games we know you're.
Yeah. Don't be the
famous
bad
for.
guy. Don't be
EA.
Don't be EA.
Yeah.
We know you're not.
The silver lining
Clearly,
is,
I mean, they're not putting microtransactions in any of their games.
right. This is very much restricted to mobile. Their mobile endeavors, and I've pretty much avoided their mobile stuff altogether. I try each thing like once and then move on just to know what it's like. But as long as it stays on mobile, it's okay. I
Here's
don't
the
think it's
thing.
going to affect the Nintendo I love. It's still just weird.
Make
to
the
see,
game $5 when it starts. Don't give us a free little demo and then make us pay $10 later. Make it $5 and then give us content.
Yeah.
Think,
How hard is that?
Okay.
I think your dreams and desires are vapid because that'll never happen.
I don't think it will either, but
Nope.
Never say never. Look at what Apple's doing.
Yeah, that's true.
I have been very impressed with everything I've read about Apple Arcade.
I didn't even
Here's
know it
the
was a
funny
thing.
I haven't played any of it. I haven't subscribed yet. You can actually get a month trial for free, so we should probably do that and look into it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Are you Apple, Zach?
I'm about to be.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
are you getting
So-
the 11?
I am.
Speaking
boy.
of $5 a month,
Yeah.
Apple Arcade is also $5 a month. And here's what's cool about it. They have a massive pool of brand new exclusive games, 70 games, I think, as of now, roughly, and they're
Yeah.
adding more. But these games are all full, complete experiences from day one, and they don't ask for another penny from you, period.
Isn't that like such an amazing feeling to see like a little story that you would like to explore and go feel and experience and to go through the whole game without, seeing your energy timer run out or
Right.
you need rubies to continue.
Ugh, stuff's so gross.
Or you have to buy more gear to move to the next level. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to do all this. It's just full quote unquote games.
Yeah,
I
it's a
love
very
playing
strange
games on my
approach.
phone. It really is enjoyable for me.
I get the feeling, Scott, that
Yeah.
you've never played a mobile game you really liked.
I have. I've played plenty.
Give me an example.
Infinity Blade is probably one of my favorite mobile
Great
games
game
of all
And
time.
I think they added microtransactions at some
Yeah.
point or something, but it was a game you paid for up front,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a pretty complete experience without spending any more money on
It was a lot of fun. I really
Okay,
enjoyed
so
it.
you can recognize that there's games of merit on the mobile platform.
I played
You can
Plants
have
vs. Zombies.
You can have a complete interesting experience on mobile.
Yeah.
I think you're just jaded by the fact that it's been overtaken by all these monetization schemes.
Maybe. I also don't enjoy the fact that my phone lasts an hour compared to the 16 that it normally would.
Yeah, the battery tech's getting better over the years. Too,
Yeah.
So
I feel like my phone is literally going to erupt in my hands if I play a game for more
what
than
games
30
are we
minutes.
talking about?
Just in general. Every phone does it.
I mean, Mario Kart didn't really seem to get my phone too hot.
No, it didn't. But it's also
And I
ran
got
with AA
phone.
batteries and some rubber bands.
I think it looked all right. Maybe that's just me.
Uh,
Anyway, so yeah, these games have no monetization in them. There's no pay gates. You don't have to purchase resources to continue. There's no timers, like you said, Zach,
Yeah.
to stop you from playing for a
Yeah,
couple
we just went
days.
over all that.
It's just weird to me. It's cool. And it's weird to see Apple doing it.
Yeah.
So they are all about, cashing in as much
They
and
are
wherever
cashing
they
in.
can.
They are
Yeah.
absolutely cashing
They'll
in.
make money off this. But, we'll
So
have to
you say
wait
that.
and see.
They have 70 developers out there that they have had to compensate for these games
Yeah. Mhm.
fully out
Yeah.
of pocket.
Uh-huh.
And they're only charging, it sounds weird to say, they're only charging $5 a month, but it is 70 games.
Yeah, but think of it this way. That's 70 developers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's a really bad number margin. It depends on how many people subscribe. Because it's like, instead of just... Nah, it's still really bad. Never mind. I'm going to just stop talking. I was going to say, I was like, think of like,
hear it now.
1 million people subscribing to this. And then...
That's only $5 million.
Yeah, I know.
A month. That's chump change to Apple.
To 70 developers, yeah, it's pretty garbage.
That's why the monetization seems really weird on this.
You got to remember that these developers, they're not like EA or Bethesda.
There's some big names here. You've got like a new Sonic game on here. There's Sega. Oh, okay, yeah, it's not EA, but it's at least mid-tier developers in some cases.
Sonic,
dude, it's a new Frogger game.
Sonic,
need I say more?
Is it 2D or 3D?
I'm not looking for a massive
Sonic Boom.
It's a racing game.
Sonic gotta go fast.
I'm not looking for a big pool of mid-tier to maybe high-quality games to play because I have plenty of stuff on my plate already that I want to play.
Yeah.
But to somebody who's maybe a casual gamer and likes to explore tons of different game concepts and doesn't want to be hit over the head with microtransactions, might be worth paying $5 a month for this.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying
I don't know
not.
what their subscriber numbers look like yet, but I bet a lot of people are trying it out at least.
Yeah.
There is the free trial I mentioned too. So we probably won't know for a little while how they're doing on this project.
So I have a couple ideas I want to explore.
Okay.
So generally iPhones, the iPhone community is a little bit of a higher tier community. Their products are relatively
higher echelon. Thank you very much.
Sure, why not?
Usually, like a higher quality service, they're paying a lot for the phone already as is. $5, I think, for an iPhone user a month is kind of like chump change. Along with one of the biggest digital markets in the world, they have a lot of people to advertise to.
I have really deep pockets, clearly.
Also, on the back end, if Apple was able to contract these game developers into, hey, you're going to make a certain amount of games within this amount of time, this is what we're going to pay you. They make the games, and then whatever profits they bring in from the service and from their contracts basically just goes straight to Apple, and whatever they pump out, whatever the game producers pump out, then that's just pure profit for them.
Yeah.
So I think there's some financial backworking that they've set up to make it profitable for them.
They'd really have to incentivize these developers too, though, because if you release a game on Switch, on Steam, on Xbox Live Arcade, on PSN, that's a pretty big net you're casting.
Yeah.
And you're getting revenue for all of those different platforms versus the one-time amount that Apple's paying you up front. So I don't know what Apple's doing to court these developers, but it's got to be something pretty dramatic.
But they're also what, like Scott said, smaller teams.
In most of the cases,
most of the cases, they're smaller teams.
Yeah.
And probably, I don't know, I'm thinking less cost going into mobile games than what a full game would be.
Maybe. We should probably play some of these games before I'll do the free trial and check it out maybe, before we talk about it too much more. But I did pull some quotes from some of the big publications that sort of kind of reviewed the service out of the gate. Here's what IGN had to say. Instantly, I was taken aback by not only the quality of the Apple Arcade games, but how they felt like a return to everything that mobile games were when they first appeared on the App Store. When you play an Apple Arcade game, you won't be inundated by ads, timers, microtransactions, in-game currencies, or any of the other things that weigh down the vast majority of modern mobile games. You can just enjoy the games as they are, which makes it feel more like a console or PC gaming experience. It's pretty high praise.
Yeah.
And
really good.
It's totally different than anything we've seen on mobile before. So I appreciate it for that, if nothing else. And I'll keep my eye on it. I'll try to check it out so I can talk about it.
I wonder if they would bring a so-called Apple Arcade to Android somehow.
Android's garbage.
Weird.
Access it through the Android App Store.
No, you know what? There's a Google competing platform already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
But
and I think it's actually $5 a month. No, it's a mobile thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's sort of a similar thing, a collection of games. I didn't do my research on that, but there's already a competing platform.
So I think we have a mission for next week's show, guys.
Look into this a little bit.
Yeah.
Have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Something meaningful to say about it.
Something to talk about.
There's promise here.
Except
That's all I'm going to
empty
say.
threats.
Hey, let's change pace here a little
Okay.
bit. Get a little conversational. What are you guys playing?
Ooh.
Borderlands 3.
Still,
yeah.
I mainly brought it up because I have a game I could rap about a little bit. But
Okay.
you guys go first if you want to talk about anything. No?
I mean, I've just been playing Borderlands 3 right now.
Okay.
And then last week, I talked about how I started a Minecraft server.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it's still going.
Okay.
And we're adding more and more people every day, which is really cool.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. Who?
We have myself,
Uh-huh.
my friend DJ,
Uh-huh.
Corey, Jessica, Atlan, Dan, Torsten's thinking about training.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Got quite a crew going.
Yeah.
Cool. I would play, but I'm not going to.
I know.
Thanks.
I don't expect it from you.
No. You want to know what we should play?
What?
Terraria. That's a good game.
Absolutely not.
Dude, you're missing out. Like if you,
I've been told that too.
if
Scott.
you wanna-
I've tried it.
it-
Man.
I'm not.
if you want a game that's way better than Minecraft, that is your game.
It's not.
So much better.
It-
So much better.
I can guarantee you.
I can guarantee that it's way better.
This is riveting and all, you guys. But I'm gonna commandeer the
Because we're
situation.
arguing over Terraria and Minecraft. You know what I found
Can I
out
tell
though?
you about my game?
No, you can't.
Come on.
Shut down. No, we're gonna talk
All
about
right.
Terraria versus Minecraft.
this is good
You know
stuff.
what
I can wait.
You know what I found out is that most people that play Terraria don't like Minecraft. Most people that play Minecraft don't like Terraria. I could be wrong.
Turf
I could
Wars.
be dead wrong.
You're wrong.
But-
I don't care either way.
Terraria sucks.
I personally like Terraria better than Minecraft, but I'll play Minecraft.
Hey, guys.
Do you want to buy it for me?
Hey guys.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well then I'm not gonna spend $60 for a game that I paid $14
It's only
3
30.
years ago.
Hey guys.
It's barely doubled.
Bruz.
What game did you want to talk about?
I've
again?
been playing The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Oh.
Do you want to know about it?
You
No.
actually have. I
Yeah.
didn't expect you to be playing it.
Did you buy the amiibo for it? Is the question.
No.
Hang on.
What's an amiibo?
Hang on.
I was gonna say it adds a decent chunk to the
Hang on.
game.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get to that
Hey, Brett.
because I know what you're talking about.
Is
Yes,
Is this game $60?
Yes.
I know that's the question you were dying to ask. You're gonna be surprised about how I feel about this game. I think
It is. It is.
Is it
Yeah.
No,
$60?
It's absolutely not.
It's not $60.
What?
No, it is. Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking me if it's worth $60.
No. Is it $60?
It is. It's $59.99.
Okay.
And I just answered your next question. No, it's not worth $59.99.
Ooh.
But there's a caveat to that.
Okay.
If you have never played Link's Awakening before, this is a big, robust, interesting Zelda game with ideas that we haven't seen before or since in a Zelda game. It does a lot of cool things that they never used again, which is pretty awesome. And it's probably an 8 to 10 hour game, your first playthrough. So yeah, it's a great Zelda game. But if you've played it before, they did not add enough to this game to justify a $60 price tag. This game firmly should have been $39.99, I believe. Which it hurts me to say that because it's a Zelda game and that's one of my main jams. I love Zelda, love Nintendo.
Yeah.
But the art style, let's start there because that was kind of one of the first things we honed in on when we saw
So
this game
glossy.
for the first time. It fits. It definitely fits the tone of the game. This game is pretty playful and cartoonish. There's lots of very animated characters in it. It's really childlike. And because of that, this art style fits because everything kind of looks like a toy. But personally, I don't care for it. I don't really like the look of it. Scott, you touched on it. It's really shiny and glossy. It looks like a bunch of plastic, basically. And it's not much to look at. I wasn't in love with the art style. In the past, we've had really cool examples of exaggerated art like The Wind Waker, where everybody has very expressive faces, very dynamic face
It fits.
movements. And yeah, that game had a much more cohesive, interesting art style. In this, Link's eyes are just black dots. He has no expression on his face, period. None of the characters
He's like
do.
a pop figure.
Yeah, basically. This is the Funko Pop version of Zelda. I don't like that at all, but it's kind of accurate. Yeah, big-headed, no expressions. that kind
In
of
my
thing.
mind, I feel like it kind of looks like Animal Crossing in a way.
Animal Crossing has way more
Yeah.
artistic
Do they?
flair than this
Mhm.
does,
Do they?
for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, they went with a particular art style and they committed to it. It kind of fell flat for me. I would have liked something that looked a little more like cartoonish or hand drawn or animated or something like that.
See, for
Closer
me,
to the Wind Waker.
for
maybe.
me, that's also a really big part of a game. If it doesn't fit my aesthetic, if I don't
Mhm.
like the way it looks,
Yeah.
I'm probably 99% of the time not going to play it.
Yeah,
You want to know what it
some
should have
people
looked
really
like?
do like how it
And
looks.
I was
know.
thinking about this.
What?
I was thinking of different art styles that Nintendo could have pulled from instead of doing this art style.
Right.
They should have pulled from Kirby, specifically the the drawing one.
Canvas Curse.
Canvas Curse.
Really cool looking
Maybe
game.
a little less exaggerated on all the lines and how bulky they all are.
Right.
But I think if they toned that down a bit and threw that on that game, I think it would look way better.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
Everyone
really
would
cool,
prefer
like
that.
whenever you pull out a bomb or something, like a pencil will come out and like draw it in your hand or something like
Yeah.
that. Nintendo, you can take this idea, just give me royalties. But
they've gotten really creative
think-
with stuff like the yarn games.
yeah,
and the
exactly.
crafted
So
games.
why didn't they do something like that?
I know. I couldn't tell you.
I've been watching some gameplay of the game.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about buying it when it first came out, but I was like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
And I've been watching some gameplay. It looks nice. Don't get me wrong. I think that the gloss. At first, I was like, this glossiness. But like now looking at it, it looks really nice. The amiibo looks really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it just looks nice.
All that said, it
doesn't look amazing.
It plays well. It feels really good
Yeah.
to play. And there's a lot of little flourishes, like, Link's dash maneuver.
Yeah.
When he sets into that dash, he does this little hop and like a cartoony foot spin sort of thing before he runs into it. That's just perfect. It looks great. It feels great. All that's really nice. But I just can't get over the really glossy toy look of this game.
Yeah.
I'm not really feeling it because of that. I'll
If
play
they
through
want-
the whole thing. I'm actually almost done with it.
Okay.
And I'm going to see it through. And if you've never played it, it's a really cool example of some of the creative ideas that they've thrown in the Zelda series, some of which they've never revisited.
I think another thing they could have done, and they should have made them toys.
Right.
That should have been their gimmick. Is they should have made all
Literal?
the characters have like gears in the back of their backs and stuff like that.
That could have been fun.
So when they get spawned, they would be like wound up or something like that.
like the Mario and Donkey Kong March of the Minis
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do something different like that. Like
I want them to keep trying interesting stuff they haven't done before, like this, and some will stick and some will not. This one just isn't one of them, I think.
Well, I mean, if any company is going to do it.
Here's what?
I said if any company is
Yeah,
going to
it'd
do
be
it.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
One other thing that I think is kind of inexcusable, there's slowdown in this game, which is weird. I mean, you're going to go with a pretty exaggerated art style like that. Make sure it can run appropriately on the system. There's actually moments pretty frequently when you walk onto a screen for the first time or use some bomb or ability or something like that, and there's just too much going on and it starts to stutter a little bit. A game that looks like this, I feel like, should be silky smooth all the way through, and it's just not. So that has rubbed me the wrong way too, and kind of put me off.
Do you feel?
And I blame the art style for that.
Do you feel like it's the software, the hardware that's causing it?
I don't know, because I mean they've done other weird art styles like Yoshi's Crafted World. There's not much slowdown in that, and that's pretty. There's a lot of detail going on in the art in that game, and for the most part the first party games have had a consistent frame rate. Like even Super Mario Odyssey, I think it runs at 30, not 60, but it's solid. You don't feel slowdown. You don't feel stuttering in that game. Zelda you do, but it was kind of understandable because of the scope of that game. But in a game like this, a top-down game with a fixed perspective, I don't think there's an excuse for slowdown. Hopefully they'll patch it and fix that, but that has bothered me too. I mean, I sound pretty down on this game,
I've
don't I?
had
Yeah,
slowdown in things like Borderlands, but then again, I've also kind of broken the game, so
The PUBG port for PlayStation was really, really bad.
Okay.
They patched that and it's gotten better.
Yeah, it gives me hope. They'll probably keep tinkering with it and improve that a little bit.
They should just scrap it and just go to the next idea.
So you were talking a little bit about the amiibo support. The one thing they did add that's brand new to this game is a kind of a dungeon creation system. Dompe, the famous gravedigger, summons you into his shack, and he's like, I discovered these weird tablets. And he gives you a tutorial on putting them together and basically creating your own dungeons. This was inspired somewhat by Super Mario Maker, as I understand. It was kind of a way to play around with the idea of a Zelda Maker without going full in on it. And it's pretty cool, works pretty well, but it's not something I think I'm going to spend a ton of time with.
No. So if they made like a specific game just for level making for Zelda games, would you buy it?
I don't know. I don't think it works nearly as well as Mario does.
No.
So much of Zelda is like the intricate design of the overworld and filling it with all these cool things to find. If you're just designing Zelda dungeons that you run through, it loses some of that. I don't think that's the key of
Where
Zelda.
Mario Maker, you can from start to finish make your own custom thing. It's like with the Zelda level creator, from what I've gotten from it, it's just like you get tiles.
Yep.
And you can't edit the tiles. You can
Exactly.
just edit where they're at.
And you end up with a ton of different tiles to pick from, but the trade-off is they're all tiles from different dungeons from throughout the game, and they all have different art styles or themes to them.
Yeah.
So you'll walk from a water tile into like a mountain tile, and it's pretty jarring. It doesn't really fit. So for a variety of reasons.
Sounds like you hate it and you want to cut all ties from Nintendo.
I'll give you the caveat one more time. If you've never played Link's Awakening, this is Link's Awakening, and it's great.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say, if you haven't played Zelda 2, now's your time to play it. I was going to hit you.
Now, if they made a Zelda Maker and it was Zelda 2 content, I'd be all over that.
Yeah, of course you would.
People have made some really cool Zelda 2 tributes in Super Mario Maker, and they're fun and they work really well. So
I think they should.
The truth is out there.
I think they should make a remake of Zelda 2.
I would love it.
I think it'd be very easy to do. And I think they can make it look like Samus Returns or something.
For sure.
Like a Metroid game.
For a long time, I thought we'd see something like that on 3DS, but now the 3DS is gone, so it's going to have to be a Switch thing at this point. But thanks for saying that, man.
Yeah.
I know it's not your favorite game, so it probably took some willpower for you to get through that sentence.
I think that it could be like a Samus Returns type game where they update everything about it and make it look real nice and pretty and slap a new coat of paint on it and release it.
I mean, I'd love a sequel.
It's not difficult. It's a side-scrolling game, so there's not a ton you really have to do to it besides just up it.
It has a big overworld map. It has a lot of towns and dialogue and stuff like that.
But Final Fantasy's been doing that kind of stuff for years, so
it wouldn't be that hard.
It would not be difficult at all.
And charge $40 for it, you guys.
Honestly,
going forward, some of these remakes, I guess, kind of justify it, but this is not one of them.
Like Wind Waker HD, I feel like that's justified. Things like this.
Was that 60?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the difference is that Link's Awakening, will you pull your mouth away from the mic if you're going to breathe?
Whoa.
If Link's Awakening, you okay over there?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Link's Awakening was a handheld game where like Wind Waker was a console game. So two different kinds of consoles. You're going to have a dumbed down version for the handheld because obviously you can only do so much with it.
Yep.
With a console, you have a bigger scope.
Yep.
So
and maybe you hit on it. This does feel way more like a portable game than it does a console game.
It is because
Switch
that's what it was.
Portable, but still you
can't justify it.
Yeah.
No.
$60 is steep.
Yep. So
sorry guys.
It's good game.
It's good.
Not worth $60.
Don't rush out and buy it at full price. And Nintendo does not put their games on sale. No. So you're going to have to pay full price even 5 years from now if you want to play it.
Okay.
Unless it becomes a greatest hits. We'll see.
So we got less than 10 minutes left.
All right.
We got a lot on this dock to knock out. So
we need to run through the state of play.
Okay.
Super fast.
So we got a bunch of games from PlayStation State of Play. It happened a few days ago. So we got Humanity, which is a kind of like a obstacle kind of pits two sides against each other, kind of figure out the puzzle.
Okay.
You have Arise, a simple story. It looks like it's a little story about a Viking, and he goes on an adventure, passes away, and you go through this cool little story. You have Watam. It's a silly, cartoonish adventure game.
Okay.
And then you have they revealed LA Noire, the VR case files, which made me think of you, Britt.
Did they reveal that? I feel like that was already a thing.
I don't know if they revealed it, but I saw it there. It's the first time I've seen it.
Maybe they added some new content to it? Because I feel like this was already a thing.
If it was, I didn't know about it.
No, that's okay. But they wouldn't have put it in this thing, in the State of Play, if there wasn't something new there. So it's probably new content.
But it looks really cool. I was like, man, I should go back and play it.
Yeah.
There's a game called Medieval.
Oh, I love Medieval.
I assume a remake?
This is a remake of a PS1 game.
PS1 game?
Really cool. Almost Zelda-inspired action adventure game.
Not really my style, but it looked interesting. They announced Civ 6 is coming to the PS4 on November 22nd.
Was it not already on PS4?
No, it wasn't. No. It's funny. It came to Switch.
It's on Switch, but it
came to Switch before it came to PS4. That I don't know.
Okay, interesting. I'm surprised. Okay, cool.
They have had Civs on the Xbox previous generations.
Yeah.
There's a game called After Party, which looked really interesting. It's about two friends that go to hell.
Okay.
And they have to basically out drink and out party Satan.
You got Scott. Sold.
That sounds real funny.
And it looks great. We get some Call of Duty storyline. Makes me harken back to Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
The original.
Okay.
Looks very cinematic, very movie-esque, very action-packed. I'm excited to get through this story.
Cool.
When it comes out. And then finally at the very end of the State of Play, we got another trailer for Last of Us Part 2.
It's been a long time since we've seen this game.
It has.
I think it was
E3
2017 was the last time they had a big showing. It was when it was 2018. It was when they show off Spider-Man and Ghost of Tsushima. It was one of the featured games that year, and they've basically gone dark since then. So we haven't heard anything from Naughty Dog about this in a couple of years.
Nope. And we got a lot of stuff from this trailer.
Yeah.
Got a release date.
Yeah.
Got a little more
we got some
girl on girl action.
Oh, God.
We've got some grim post-apocalyptic grimy death scenes going on.
We do.
There was a lot more death like fighting humans than there was clickers.
It's
which
true.
I found very interesting.
I mean, that's been a theme, I guess. It's more about the human conflict in a post-apocalypse than it is about whatever threat is out there.
Seems like Ellie wants to get revenge on these humans instead of zombies. I
almost thought it was a rescue mission when I was watching the trailer.
I have
but
no idea.
You kind of thought it was more of something dear to her was taken, and she's just out to exact revenge on this huge group of almost like a militia. It's an organized group of people.
Yeah.
Organized group of people.
And then, that's a militia.
There you go.
And
with weapons.
If you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. But at the very end, they, spoiler, showed Joel.
Yes.
From the first one. And
he's old.
He's old,
man.
We were talking about
Ellie
this.
was wondering why he was there, and he was just like, I'm not going to let you do this by yourself.
Yeah. Did you think he died?
I thought he did.
For some reason,
he got super injured, and we weren't sure if he did die.
Yeah.
I haven't played the first one personally, but I've watched the whole game be played through.
Joel looked younger in this than he looked in the first one for some reason.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
he had a lot
don't
of
agree
salt
with
and
you.
pepper going on in the first game. A lot of gray hair and stuff. He looked pretty.
He's pretty gray now.
Yeah, he's pretty grayed out.
Yeah.
He's pretty grayed out.
I'll have to watch the trailer
He's
again.
very scarred and grayed out.
I guess I expected him to be this super sagely old man by this point.
No.
But I guess not much time has passed, huh?
Nah.
Ellie's still probably about the same age.
Not as
maybe
she's
a couple
older.
years.
No, she's older.
Okay.
She was a child basically in this game.
So she's probably 20-ish.
I felt like the game is kind of, I hope, has grown up with Ellie. I feel like Civilization has kind of been a little bit more successful since the last game. I think there's more to the story than what we could expect.
Yeah.
What we see.
Yep.
I hope they made the gameplay better this time, because in the first game, the story was great, the characters were great, the cinematics were great, but the gameplay was not fun.
Yeah, I
The
think
action was not that
right.
fun, and there was a lot of really just mundane puzzle solving and stuff like that.
And
So-
we have a release date. The Last of Us Part 2 comes out November 21st, or February.
Cool.
February 21st. Cool.
February 21st, 2020.
Hey,
Yes, go
we're
ahead.
coming up on towards the end of the show here.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
we
there?
got to wrap this up right now.
Let's wrap it up.
Zach, question.
No, I don't have one.
Gosh dang it.
It's okay.
Let me think of a topical thing.
Nintendo anniversary, The Last of Us,
When did Link's Awakening come out?
the original.
The original.
When did like Awakening come out?
When did Link's Awakening come out?
That's a Google search away right there.
Yeah. It's okay.
Fine. We won't have a question this week.
It's okay.
But next week we will have. We'll have 2 questions, maybe even 3.
Well,
Hey,
I
we
w-
had 2 last week, so
That's
we're
fair.
even as of now.
We're
I
even
was
now.
kind of on track to have one,
Yeah.
and then Britain
Britain
Oh,
ruined
yeah.
it.
swiped it away from me.
I guess that's
it.
my fault. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. you
good
guys.
job, Britain.
It's okay.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, don't forget to check us out on the social medias. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
Instagram,
Facebook, I already said that, and iTunes. We will be releasing episodes on Saturdays now because on Fridays at 10 p.m. You can listen to us on nwccradio.com on Fridays at 10. And then, like I said, we'll find that episode on iTunes, YouTube, and all that stuff on Saturday. And am I missing anything?
Nope. That's
Check
it.
us out at Video Game Pharmacy. That's what I needed to end that with.
I got a question really quick.
Yeah, hit me with it.
What was the first video game Nintendo ever made?
Ooh,
That's really good.
Duck Hunt.
Good job.
Okay.
Duck.
It's definitely not Duck Hunt.
So, Pong.
I'm out.
I don't know.
Okay.
I actually
I
don't.
didn't think you would know.
We'll find out.
So
Wow.
your guesses are just fun, pointless nonsense, but I like it
because
anyway.
I'm thinking of the NES because that was their first console, right?
Yeah, but they made arcade games
yeah.
before that. There's your hint.
I feel like I should know this.
It's also not Donkey Kong. Because that would spring to mind, I'm sure.
Game & Watch.
If you're thinking, that was later. This is fun.
I have a question for you guys, but I'm not gonna let you answer it. I want you to let me. I want you to let me guess, and then you tell me that I'm dead wrong next week.
Okay, deal. I'll tell you next week.
All right, cool.
Those are all fun guesses, though.
Thank you.
Thank you for them, Zach. You got anything?
No, I
no.
don't.
All right.
Zach's just like, I'm just gonna shut up.
Yeah. Nintendo. Sorry, it's out of your wheelhouse. I know.
Oof. You want to know whose wheelhouse it's not out of?
Tell me.
You sounded like a Murloc there, by the way.
What?
That's really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. We can throw that in the episode somewhere. Sorry, I'm just trying to waste 30 seconds here.
Don't bother.
Guess end it.
What?
End it.
No.
We got to hit that 1 hour mark.
We gotta hit that 1 hour.
We
mark.
have to hit the
we
1 hour.
have to. We literally have to.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Guys, this has been a good show.
How are you?
Fun.
How are you?
I'm excited.
Cool. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. As always,
Success.
we appreciate you guys and love your faces.
Yeah, we do.
Bye.
From Zach,
Uh-huh.
from Britain,
Bye, guys.
and I'm Scott.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Later.
The pharmacy is now closed. Is now closed. Is now closed.